around. That's gonna be some ground.
Okay, hold on.
What's the procedure? We'll bag out your hair done.
They don't like it, but I'ma keep on saying, come on. They don't like it, but I'ma keep.
If you've been on TikTok lately, chances are you've come across Miss Shirley, the 4-year-old little girl with dance moves that made her a viral sensation. At first glance, it looks cute. A child with rhythm, big expressions, and a mom cheering her on in the background. People double tap, share, laugh, and move on. But once you take a closer look, the story isn't nearly as harmless as it seems. Behind the catchy music and viral line dances is a situation that has left a lot of people uncomfortable. Because instead of just letting a child be a child, her mother turned her into a full-blown brand, and in the process blurred the line between talent and exploitation. And this isn't just internet drama, it's a deeper issue about what happens when a child is pushed into the spotlight for money, clicks, and fame. Miss Shirley's name has become bigger than she is, and that should worry everyone. Before the world knew her as Miss Shirley, her real name was Lariah Tucker. She was just a toddler whose mom, Letitia, would post little clips on TikTok. At first, it wasn't even about her daughter. Letitia's page was originally for promoting her hair business. The videos of Lariah started out small, just playful moments at home.
I got drip for sale. 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 I got drip for sale.
Then everything changed in February 2025. A clip of her doing the boots on the ground line dance took over TikTok. The video hit millions of views, racking up likes and duets from celebrities. Suddenly, this wasn't just a kid dancing in her living room, she was on national TV, even landing a spot on the Jennifer Hudson show.
Our next guest is spreading that joy one dance at a time. From Starksville, Mississippi, please welcome 4-year-old Lariah Tucker and her mom, Letitia.
That speed of her rise was shocking. One day, she was a local toddler dancing in her mom's videos, and the next, she had close to 1 million followers. People couldn't get enough of her energy and her facial expressions. But that viral success planted the seed for everything that came after. What started out as innocent fun quickly grew into a brand, and that's when questions started. Was this about celebrating her daughter's talent or about chasing the fame and money that came with it? After the viral explosion, Letitia didn't just keep posting her daughter as Lariah. She rebranded her completely, giving her the name Miss Shirley. And that's when things really started to feel off. Because let's be for real, why is a 4-year-old being given a nickname that sounds like an older auntie? On the surface, it might seem like a joke, but once you look closer, it's a persona. A child with a stage name. A toddler being packaged as a character for the internet to consume.
So now your name is Lariah, but I hear you have another name, Miss Shirley. How did you get that name?
Because, I just call me that name.
Oh, you called you that name. So nobody gave it to you?
No.
No? Mom, where'd she get the name from?
When she was a baby, like we was getting ready to get in the car one day, and she gave me attitude. She was crying. I was like, now we're not gonna act like this today, Miss Shirley.
That's you as a baby?
Yes!
And here's where the comparisons started rolling in. You could see how similar this was to Shirley Temple back in the 1930s. A child star turned into a brand, paraded in front of audiences, and profited off of before she even had the chance to be a kid. It's like history repeating itself, but this time through TikTok. By giving her daughter that persona, Letitia blurred the lines between reality and entertainment. Miss Shirley wasn't just a kid anymore. She became a product, a name with its own following and its own hashtag, its own bookings. This is where things went from lighthearted to disturbing. Once Miss Shirley became a brand, the content wasn't just playful toddler dances anymore. The little girl was suddenly performing routines to music with adult themes, songs that mentioned body parts no child should be associated with. And it didn't stop at TikTok. Letitia started booking her daughter for live performances, and not just at family-friendly places. We're talking bars, state fairs, even clubs. clubs. Imagine being a preschooler, being brought out in front of grown adults, cheered on, and treated like entertainment. One clip even showed a grown man hugging her at a meet and greet, a 4-year-old. That's the point where people stopped laughing. It wasn't just uncomfortable, it was dangerous. Because when you put a child in those spaces, you're not just showing off talent. You're exposing them to adults who do not see her as a child first. And that's where the conversation shifted completely, from cute to outright exploitation. What makes it worse is that you could see the change in Lariah herself. At first, she looked like she was having fun, but in later videos, her energy seemed drained. The smiles weren't as natural, the spark wasn't the same. She looked more like a child performing on command than a child enjoying herself. That's when people began speaking out, saying this isn't just content anymore. As if the live performances weren't bad enough, the internet started surfacing rumors that made people's stomachs turn. One of the most shocking claims was that Miss Shirley's mom had set up an OF page for her daughter. Now Leticia has flat out denied this, laughing it off and calling people bold-faced liars. And maybe she's telling the truth. But here's the thing, the fact that the rumor even exists tells you how far the situation has spiraled. No 4-year-old should even be in a position where their name is linked to something like that.
And I have feelings.
So little Miss Shirley mama said, baby, I ain't never working again, okay? Little Miss Shirley mama then started her OnlyFans. That little girl mama said, baby, I ain't clocking in nobody's job again. I'm making my money off my baby. My baby gonna get paid and we gonna make this money and we gonna live.
Then came the reports about grown men booking Miss Shirley for dances at paid events. A toddler being booked like she's the adult entertainer. Now, with all of the backlash piling up, it was only a matter of time before someone took things offline. And that's exactly what happened. Child Protective Services got involved. And the wild part, a man actually went on TikTok and admitted he was the one who called. He didn't hide, he didn't sugarcoat it, he straight up said, guilty, I don't give a damn, I was just looking out. In his eyes, this wasn't about clout or hating, it was about protecting a child who was being paraded in ways that made a lot of people uneasy.
I see everybody asking $1 million question. Who called CPS on Miss Shirley mama? Guilty. I didn't know her mama was gonna get on live crashing out afterwards. And quite frankly, I don't give a damn. On my mama, I ain't never had this many people mad at me at one time in my life. I'm not even gonna lie, I was already scared for the little girl while she was doing boots on the ground, goddammit. But then I saw that little Johnny Gill put on your red dress and your high heel videos, and nah, man, I picked up my phone immediately. It's one thing about us talking about this every day, but I feel like somebody had to take action. I mean, it ain't really that bad either. If CPS find out it ain't no case, they gonna drop the case. But if they find that it is a case, then maybe I did do the right thing. One day, Miss Shirley gonna find this video and she gonna thank me one day.
Now, this is where things really blew up. The second CPS got involved, people didn't just whisper about it. They went straight to the comments. One person said, that's funny because nobody called the cops on the Kardashians. Another person added, I always thought that dance was a little too grown when I saw her perform. I'm glad someone spoke up about it. And you guys, that one stings because it shows people weren't just scrolling past. They were watching, feeling uncomfortable, and waiting for somebody to actually say something. So whether you agree with CPS stepping in or not, the fact that viewers are dropping comments like that proves that this went way beyond cute TikToks. Now, after CPS got involved and the internet wouldn't stop talking, Miss Shirley's mom, Leticia, didn't exactly play it cool. She went live on TikTok multiple times, lashing out at critics and cursing people out, all while her daughter was right there in the room. Instead of addressing the actual safety concerns, she spent most of the time defending herself and shutting down the rumors.
Called DHS and told DHS and the police station all about the time I got a OnlyFans. It's a motherfucking fan page. It's not no OnlyFans. Y'all take this that y'all see on social media and run with it. Y'all some of the slowest, dumbest, stupidest motherfuckers I have ever seen in my life. And it's sickening. It's a disgrace. And it's the black ones. Y'all are sick. I had to go to the police station today. They did a fucking investigation asking me about the OnlyFans. Where people picking her up. Where do she only get booked at adult events? Y'all literally got a video going around.
But here's the thing. None of that actually answered the bigger question. Why is a toddler being pushed into adult spaces and adult-coded content in the first place? You can deny the rumors, you can clap back at the haters, but you can't erase the videos that are already out there. And the way she reacted made everything look worse. At the end of the day, her daughter is the one in the spotlight, not her. And no amount of live stream yelling changes the fact that Miss Shirley is 4 years old, being treated like a performer instead of a child. Now, here is the part a lot of people don't want to talk about, but we need to. Miss Shirley's situation isn't just about one mom and one child. It ties to a bigger issue about how society views little black girls. Because let's be honest, the criticism isn't just about dancing, it's about the way a 4-year-old is framed as sassy, grown, or acting like a woman when all she's doing is copying moves that she sees. Black girls are so often stripped of their childhood in the public eye. They're labeled as mature, sexist, or fast before they even get a chance to be kids. And that's exactly what makes this case so uncomfortable. And when you really sit with it, it just doesn't feel right. Like, this isn't just a toddler dancing around the living room for fun anymore. This is a whole production. Cameras out, captions ready, hashtags loaded. And you guys, the second adults start cashing in on that content, the whole thing changes. I mean, let's be real. Miss Shirley isn't the one asking for contracts or approving meet and greets. She probably just wants apple juice and cartoons. So when people say, oh, Miss Shirley will thank her mom later, I don't buy that for a second. If history has taught us anything, it's that most of these kids grow up resenting their parents for putting every moment of their childhood online. You can delete a video, but you can't delete the memory of millions of strangers watching it. And that's exactly why this doesn't feel like just for fun anymore. Because what starts out as cute little dances could very easily become something she looks back on one day and wishes the world had never seen.